geometry better than algebra.
Okay, so lesson lines in the coordinate plane. Graph lines and write their equations in slope, intercept, and point slope form. Classify the lines as parallel, intersecting, or coinciding. If you forgot what coinciding means, it just means it's the same line. Okay, some formulas you need to remember. Point slope form is y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Okay, the three numbers that will be changing would be this number will have something, and this will have something, and this will have something. This is your slope. Okay, then you have what's called slope-intercept form. M is your slope. You will have a number for that one. And B is your y-intercept. Okay. And you'll have a number for that one too. What you have here is vertical lines. Is x equals a number. So if I'm looking at it and I go y equals 3 and x equals negative 2, I would find negative 2 on my x line. This is x and y. So I find negative 2. And then I write a line that goes down. That would be telling me x equals negative 2. But if you have y equals a number, you find that number on the y line. And you make a horizontal line. And that's how you would do it. Remember, the slopes for a vertical line is undefined. And a slope for a horizontal line is 0. So let's try some out. Pause. Alright, so you have write the equation of each line in the form given. So they want you on this one to have point slope form. Point slope form. So again, for point slope of that form, that is y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. Okay, so first of all, you're going to we found the slope. They give you the slope. You can plug in 3. So we know that this y and this x won't change. And then slope, they told us it's 3. And they said that 2 and 1, this is your x1 and y1. So x1 would be 2 here and 1 here, and here's your answer. Alright, so they gave you the slope and the points they want you to use. On this one, you are going to have to find the slope first of all. So you're going to use the formula from the last lesson. So you're going to have to do the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 to find the slope first of all. So you're going to go 2 minus 4 over negative 1 minus 0. And that would be negative 2 minus 1, which is 2. That's your slope. That equals m. Now you're going to first start off, we want slope-intercept form, so we need to get it to y equals mx plus b. But first we need to step it up and put it in point slope form. So you're going to do y minus, this is x1 and y1, so you go y minus 4 equals 2x minus 0, distribute, so it's going to be y minus 4 equals 2x, add 4 to both sides, so y equals 2x plus 4. Okay, this time they have the line with the x-intercept, and when you have an x-intercept you go to 0,
And don't say you don't get it,
And the y-intercept would be 0, 3.
Dalton, get away from this Carson. I'm sitting right next to you.
And then you're going to do the same thing as you did before, except you're leaving it in point slope form. So you're going to find out slope first, slope. So you're going to do 3 minus 0.
Don't say you don't get it, Aiden.
And 0 minus 2.
I didn't get it.
And that would be 3 over negative 2. There's your slope. And this is your x1, y1. So you would go y minus 0 equals 3 negative halves x minus 2. And there's your answer. If you want to, you can do this, because that is a 0 there.
Only if you get it.
So you can do that instead. All right, graphing. You first have to, what I like to do is find the slope, and the slope is the one that's in front of, remember, it's y equals mx plus b. Here's your slope, and here's your y-intercept. We want the slope to be a fraction. So we look at the number in front of the x. That number is 1, but I want to make it 1 over 1. So I'm going to say m equals 1 over 1. And b equals 3. And you want to put it in this order. You want b on top and then m. So you're going to find 3 on the y line. And we're going to pretend like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Makes it easier. So find 3 on the y line, so 3 and put a dot. And then you do your slope next. The slope, you always start with the top one. The top one is going to tell me if I'm either going up or down, and always make that the negative one, the top one. So if it's going up or down, it's telling me I'm going up 1 and over 1 to the right, and then you make a line. That's how you would do it. Okay. Now, if you have it in point slope form, it's a little different. You're going to, for point slope form, you're going to put your point first, and you start with x, so that would be 1. It's always going to be the opposite of what sign in front of it, so it's going to be 1, negative 3. And then you tell me what the slope is, which is negative 2 over 1. Remember, we're doing fractions. And then you're going to graph the point first, so it's going to be 1 to negative 3, 1 negative, 1, 2, 3, 1 negative 3, and it's saying to go down to, notice I have the negative on it, down to over 1, and then you graph it. Okay, now you have x equals 3, so you're going to find 3 on the x line, so 1, 2, 3. Put a point. Need to put a point. And since the x line is going horizontal, you want to do its opposite, which is vertical. And there's your answer. Graphing, if it was y equals something, then it would be horizontal. Y equals. Alright, determine if they're parallel. So you want to get y by itself. That's how you want to do this part. So they're both y by itself. Now you look at the slopes. That's the first thing you look at. After y is by itself. Slope. They're same slope. And then you look at the y-intercept. And they're opposite, they're different y-intercepts. So that means they are parallel. Okay, let's look at B. Well, y is not by itself on the second one. this one right here. So we need to get y by itself. So go ahead and do that. All right. So on B, I got y by itself, and I have the slopes are 3, and the y-intercepts are -5. So that means they coincide. They are coincide because they're both all the same throughout it. It just means it's one line. They're the same line. Okay, on C, I got y by itself on all of them, both of them. And I have y equals -3/2 x plus 7/2, and y equals 4/3 x plus 7/3. And none of the slopes are the same, and none of the, nothing else is the same. So that just means they intersect each other somewhere on the graph. So it's intersect, I think. Oh, nope, need an S there. Intersect.
Hello, Ms. Carson.
Okay. Example 4. Audrey is trying to decide between 2 health club plans. I'm going to take away this extra to decide. After how many months would both plans' total costs be? So you can say this is X and Y. No. You're going to say that this is 140 and 35 and 60 and 55. Okay, this is a little different. This is going to be your slope. The second one is going to be your slope. And the first one's going to be your y-intercept. So when you write it out, it's going to be these two go together and these two go together. So it's going to be y equals 35 x plus 140, and y equals 55x plus 60. So we need to get x or y by itself, and the best way to do it, you're looking down. Remember, there are 2 ways we can do it: substitution, or we can subtract. So the subtraction way, because I have it already written like that, is taking and subtracting it, and I go y minus y is 0 equals 35 minus 55 is 20x, negative 20x, and that would be plus 80, and then subtract 80 to both sides. So I have negative 80 equals negative 20x. So x would equal 4. And then I would plug in 4 for one of the, it doesn't matter, you can plug it in for this one or this one. I'm going to just take the top one. So it's y equals 35 times 4. So in 4 months we should have it 140. 35 times 4 is 140 plus 140. So it's going to cost you $280. So in 4 months they'll both be the same at $280. So hopefully if you decide to do more than 4 months, then you will want to have the Plan 1. Goodbye.